My name is Mbanga. I believe that was around 2007. Actually, before Life Changing Christian Church came into existence, I got to know pastor, that is senior pastor from Christ Love Ministries. So I started attending a couple of services from Christ Love Ministries. So even when Life Changing Christian Church was formed, myself and my family, we have been attending the church right from Tabita Center to Yan Yonka Africana School, and still here. Well, I came from a background of a Catholic. So my initial experience, of course, I was not aware of, spiritual realities of things, and, more exposed. I was not exposed to the Word of God. So my initial experience was, of course, a bit of shock, but also realizing how much I didn't know about God. And actually, if I'm to refer back to one teaching that really touched me, it's surface Christianity. Pastor preached about it. I think one of the few times that I got to know about him, I believe that was at Christ Love Ministries. That teaching of surface Christianity touched me, and that's the time that I really became born again. I really gave my life to Christ. I guess all of them, whether it's crusades, outreach, services, they are all memorable in the sense that each service or each activity is something new, and each event, so to speak, is so inspiring. It brings in a learning experience, something that you've never learned before. So if I'm to sum them up, all events, are memorable. All events, really add value to my life. Well, I look forward to crusades, being an evangelist, any activity that wins souls, crusades, and I also look forward to Bible study, because that's when we really get to delve into the Word of God. Tuesday services, miracle deliverance services also are good. So I guess all of them, all activities of the church, really, if I'm to sum them up all. In the first place, I only really became born again in this church from Christ Love Ministries. As I mentioned earlier, when I listened to pastor's teaching of surface Christianity, I realized that actually I was living a life as a surface Christian, and then from there, I turned my life around and became born again. Secondly, when my wife and I joined the church, we had no children. We were married for a couple of years. Of course, our desire was to have a child. It was not by choice. But it's only when we came to the church, that's when we had our first child, that is Josephat. And then 5 years later, we have another son, that is Daniel. So that is the second memorable thing. And thirdly, I remember one specific incident when I was studying law. I started studying law before I joined the church in 2006. But there was one incident where in my final year of studies, I'd never failed any course, but there was one particular lecturer who everything was going on well in that subject, but last minute, I don't know what happened, she changed my results. And it was a battle. Even after I went to see her, and then I explained everything, provided proof of everything that I did, she still didn't want to change my results. So the matter even went up to the Senate. So I reported the matter to senior pastor. He gave me some prayers. So I continued praying those prayers. Even when I went, it was myself against the dean of the School of Law, the deputy dean, that same lecturer and other lecturers, and the Senate. You know, I had faith in the prayer that pastor gave me, and in the end, I was assigned to another lecturer. So it was victory for me, and I thank God for it, because I managed to pass that course. All of pastor's books in general have touched me, but if I'm to be a bit particular, Believer's Manual too, because it talks about the relationship with God. So relationship with God, I perceive it as very important. So if I'm to select one, I believe that that is the one, because it sums up a relationship with God, and I believe that is very vital for a child of God. Well, everything, you know, from the praise, the worship, the Bible study, the crusades, you know, the advice, the teachings that we get, everything, you know. I mean, as I mentioned, I've been part of the church for the past 10 years, and I'm still here, so everything about the church is so good. Yeah. I think what I would just like to say is I just want to thank God for Life Changing Christian Church. I want to thank God for the life of senior pastor, mama pastor, our resident pastor, youth pastor, and the whole church in general, because for me, the church has transformed my life. It has given me inspiration. It has made me what I am. As I mentioned, I studied law. It has given me the inspiration to go out and open my own law firm. I practice on my own. I have employees, and I can see that my life is moving forward. So Life Changing Christian Church has really done a lot for myself and my family. Lastly, I just want to congratulate the church for the 10th year anniversary. The church started from humble beginnings, but it is for the church to be where it is, it's only by the move of God. There's so many ministries that are 20, 30 or more years. They haven't achieved the kind of achievements that Life Changing Christian Church has achieved. So it's only through the power of God. So I just want to wish the church well. It's 10 years, and the church is moving forward, and the church will keep moving forward.